The New Orleans riverfront gleaming brightly along the Mississippi here tonight. Welcome, basketball fans, to a very special Veterans Day edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. Kevin Harlan here alongside Greg Anthony and Chris Webber. DA David Aldridge is on our sideline. And the injury story: when you're missing two players, including a starter, a lot of changes, rotations, and roles.
And for Brandon Ingram, two players injured, one of their stars out, something they'll have to dig deep to overcome.
And we've got time for a quick pregame report. With that being said, let's head to the sideline and our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge. D.A.?
Well, after all the turmoil in New Orleans last season, there's fresh air in the Big Easy. The Pelicans won the lottery and got #1 overall pick Zion Williamson. Not only that, the Anthony Davis trade brought in a surrounding cast of young star talent. The Pelicans have gotten a great head start on their rebuild. Kevin?
They are fun to watch, that's for sure, Dave. Thank you. Looking at teams with new coaches, Chris, how long do you think it usually takes a new system to get the kinks out and work properly?
Yeah, hopefully you have veteran players because they can adapt the system a little bit quicker. Younger players, they might not, know the lingo. They might not know necessarily where to be. So you have to practice. And with practice time not being as a premium like it used to be, it's a little tougher. So it takes a while. You want to make sure you kind of look at the season, 82 games. You look at it in 4 20-game stretches, and you hope by that second 20-game stretch, you're into finding your rhythm as a team, and the team's starting to hone in on those little details.
Good perspective. And the Houston Rockets starting 5. Westbrook and Harden, the dynamite pair. They're the backcourt. Tucker and Capella are up front. And it's Green in at the 3, the small forward. And for the Pelicans, Wall and Holiday combine at the guard spot. Zion is the 4 with Favors at the 5. And it's Hart in at the small forward. Harden. Capella kicks it to Tucker. Inside. And stolen by Favors. And a fast break now for the Pelicans. And out of bounds as the Rockets gain possession. And out of bounds as the Rockets gain.
You said that I should probably start to walk away. I'm hoping that you stop and make me have to stay. Cause I'm floating in your orbit. Yeah, I'm stuck in your space. Just my luck. Push me away. You understand. There's nothing.
Last game for Houston, they picked up the win against the Bulls. Now, here's Tucker. He's tightly guarded. And it's blocked. Here's Hart, guarded by Green. Pass to Holiday. Over Harden. A second chance effort. And Williamson with a nice bucket inside.
Yeah, and you feel like Williamson can do this almost any time he wants. The strength, the athleticism. I mean, it's next level.
Now, here's Tucker. He's guarded closely. That savvy little up fake there. Fooling the D. Just around a minute and a half into the first quarter. Outside Holiday. Here's Williamson. Green with the rebound. For Houston, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. To the paint. Stolen by Ball. Here in the first quarter with about 2 minutes gone by. And Holiday, here we go. And that one is good.
Well, Mike D'Antoni, a legendary coach in this game. He's found success at almost every stop he's coached at, only missing the title to cement his legacy.
Here's Williamson against Charlotte. He was really on his game. Hart the pass to Williamson. Holiday, no one around him. And the 3 ball is good. Holiday's got 5 points so far.
Yeah, this is where Zion is improving, taking advantage of the defensive attention he receives.
And with Mike D'Antoni. Chris, you can see his influence as a coach throughout the NBA.
Yeah, a lot of modern offenses borrow from things D'Antoni created. The up-tempo early offense is a product of the 7 seconds or less era. I mean, his imprint is all over the NBA. Oh, he's the perfect alley-oop partner. Zion showing the lift. How about his hands? And then we all know how it is.
Tipped away. Stolen by Ball. And Holiday, here we go. That falls. Nice feed that time from Ball. He's got 7.
Their play on both ends has been superb. We'll see if they can maintain the momentum.
Yeah, we got to be careful. It's still early. They've expended a lot of energy, but they've also built a nice cushion here.
And now the first timeout called here for the Rockets. Last time they met in Houston.
And that one was all about offensive execution, running your plays, picking your spots.
As long as you do that, you put yourself in a good position to win, no matter if you're home or away.
Eric Gordon, he's checked in for the Rockets.
And checking out the numbers for Lonzo Ball, how he performed last season. Averaged 10 points per game, 5 assists, and 5 rebounds. And you know, he'd love a bigger role, but he's trying to prove himself in the minutes he's getting right now.
Yeah, you're right, but he's putting in the work, and the results have been okay. He just needs to keep believing in himself.
Now here's Gordon. Kicks it to Westbrook. Shoots over Ball. And so it looks like the Rockets will retain possession here. Well, let's take a look at last year's top scorers. James Harden, number 1.
And he's not going to forget that season anytime soon. And it's safe to say neither will anyone who watched him.
To end the run, and the layup is up and in.
And Harden loves getting contact on his shots, showing off his true muscle and level of concentration.
Well, sometimes it just looks unfair with the way Harden can create space. And then, Chris, he'd get that shot up.
Okay, this is sick. His step-back jumper is a thing of beauty. I'm not talking about his almost travel double step-back, just his regular. I mean, he has so many tools to create space with his footwork, and he makes the most out of what you give him.
Stolen by Holiday. 3-on-3. Here's Williamson, and the dunk by Williamson.
Displaying intensity right off the opening tip, especially on the offensive end.
Yeah, they've been very aggressive, and they've taken early control of this game.
Now here's Harden. He's coming off a 13-point game against Chicago. It's Westbrook with the drive. Can't connect from short range.
I don't think the D does good enough here, but something causes the miss.
Hurt. No good with the triple. Rockets trail by 11. Capella, high post. He's guarded by Favors. Goes straight through the defender for the dunk. Draws the foul. He'll go to the line. It's going to be on Zion Williamson.
Oh, Harden is so good at finishing these and ones. I mean, he is just a thorn in the D side.
So for the Rockets, Tyson Chandler is checked in for Clint Capella. Daniel House comes in for P.J. Tucker. And it's Rivers in for Russell Westbrook. A whole new cast of characters for the Pelicans. 3 promising first-round picks, Greg, and the young players acquired from the Lakers and veterans like Favors and Reddick.
All of a sudden, a wealth of options for Alvin Gentry. Time will tell how they did in the AD trade, but seems like they're off to a nice start.
Now here is Holiday. A 20-point game for him in the win against the Hornets in Charlotte.
Yeah, and don't forget about his passing. I mean, he didn't forget about his teammates. He was spreading the ball all over the floor.
And he's got his first chance at the line here.
77% shooter at the line a season ago. Those are better than average numbers.
The Rockets making a switch here. McLemore is checked in. That free throw good from Holiday.
It definitely has the respect of the locker room. Holiday is someone that players enjoy playing with.
Here is House. And play stops. Whistle on what looks to be an illegal screen.
Yeah, and what a terrible way to start the game. 5 turnovers already.
And here's New Orleans now. They're on an 18-7 run. Outside, Reddick. Back to Holiday. High, arcing shot. He lays it in. Holiday's got 12 points in the game.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they've shot the basketball.
Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. Rivers can't get it to go. Pelicans leading by 13. That's good from Holiday on the assist from Moore. 14 points for Drew Holiday.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Here is House. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Another miss by Houston. Good if it goes. And that one is off. Domination in the first quarter. It's been pretty lopsided. New Orleans on top, up by 50. And welcome back to the second quarter of action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. And a comfortable margin for the Pelicans here, guys.
What we saw in that first quarter, they won their matchups defensively.
Yeah, they really got after it. I mean, they made life extremely difficult for the shooters, which is why they hold this lead.
This is how the floor looks for the Rockets starting the second. They've got Gordon. Then McLemore is out there with Rivers. And it's Chandler. And it's House. And it's the power forward. Chris, are there specific types of plays where you feel the whistle gets blown maybe a little too often and a little too early?
Well, sometimes for a guard, when he's defending a guard and the pick and roll comes and he fights through that pick, and as a guard, offensive player, I can stop and let you bump into me and shoot the ball. I think the refs just have to be smart with it. Sometimes it's a foul, but every time it's not, just because of the situation or the flop. And also, you just don't want players to be bailed out when the defender is in a good position. But that's what makes the game so great, is the fact that as an offensive player, you got to try to manipulate and find out where you can sneak yourself in the gray areas of a rule. And as a defensive player, how can you use your skill, your will, and then your IQ not to get caught with your hand in the cookie jar?
And they've only got a slight edge on the boards, but it just feels a lot bigger.
Rivers scanning the floor. Quarter number 2. We're about a minute in. Clock at 6. And a bit of a battle here for the ball. The official signals a jump ball here. They get a hand on it, so it's the Pelicans now. Gordon kicks to House. Here's Rivers. Houston gets it back. Moore with it, and it's Gordon picking him up, and that one drops. And the Pelicans lead by 21.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at both ends. Steals, fast break buckets, and the other team in scramble mode.
Now here's McLemore, covered by Reddick. And it's blocked. It's going to be out of bounds. The Rockets will retain possession. And the Rockets making a change here. Green's checked in. Here's Rivers. Takes it off the glass.
These buckets help Rivers get going. The defense can't allow him to get comfortable from there.
New Orleans leading by 19. The pass to Hayes. He dishes it to Reddick. Chandler with the block. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Chandler. And the Pelicans making a change. Williamson's checked in. And then for Houston, Clint Capella comes in for Danuel House. And Russell Westbrook subbed in for Austin Rivers. Shot clock at 5. Moore nails the 16-footer.
And the lack of effort to fight over the screen there makes that an easy shot.
We see this all too often. You have to be willing to put in the work.
For New Orleans, they've gone 3 of their first 5 shots to drop here in the second quarter.
and maybe the most popular player to enter the league since social media became truly pervasive. Zion Williamson handles it with class. He really appreciates his teammates and his coaches and really respects the game.
Pelicans leading by 19 points. And Moore kicks to Williamson. Passes it to Moore. And Gerald Green picks up the foul. That's his first foul. And talking to stars in this league, even they want to see what Williamson's going to do next.
Sure. We talk about the leaping ability at his size, the handles, the shot making. But what really stands out when you watch him live, the instincts, being at the right place at the right time and always seeming to make the right play.
Rockets trailed by 19. Westbrook kicks to Green. Over ball. Green finds Westbrook and stolen by Williamson. Pass to Hart. New Orleans moving it around. Knocks it loose, and that's out of bounds. New Orleans will retain possession.
And let's take a look now at some stats for Westbrook. He's coming off an excellent season. He averaged about 23 points a game last year, 10 assists and 11 rebounds. And he has been passing the ball like a virtuoso. That's what really stands out about these recent performances.
Hey, every symphony needs a conductor. He unifies his teammates, sets the tempo, and they make some sweet, sweet music.
Kicks it out to Harden. Over Holiday. And that one goes long.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
The 10-footer. And Capella sends it back.
An elite shot blocker in this game. Capella's athleticism and length allows him to stifle shooters.
And here's Westbrook. He'll bring it up for the Houston Rockets. Harden with it. Now defended by Williamson. Harden right side. Back to Westbrook. Takes the three. Good. It's Harden with the assist that time.
Whether he's attacking the basket or squaring up from long range, Westbrook is always dangerous.
Well, the Houston Rockets, not exactly a balanced offense. I mean, they lean so heavily on James, but you can't argue with the results.
Ball no good.
Nothing less than that kind of defense will cut it against them. That's just great work inside.
Harden against Holiday. And he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a three-point play chance here for him. And Z-Webb with the Rockets offense, the numbers speak for themselves.
Oh, yeah, Kevin. I mean, they had the second best offensive rating last season. I mean, they rely on isolations, threes, and free throws, but it gets the job done for them. You wonder, though, just how far this approach can take them.
Gordon's checked in for the Rockets. And for James Harden, he loves to be put on an island and go one-on-one against a defender.
Well, yeah, last season, Harden had as many ISOs called for him as some teams ran. And that's all because of his coach. His coach calls the games that way. It's his bread and butter. And there isn't much you can do to stop him with one defender.
Chris, as we know, the season began a year ago for Eric Gordon with some poor shooting numbers. Then, halfway through, he blossomed.
Yeah, Kevin, and as you know, he kept focusing all year. He just kept shooting. And he got better and better and better. His confidence wasn't shaken by it. He still took a ton of threes, and then down the stretch, they started dropping. And you know what he did when that started happening? Drive it to the hole because the defense had to respect his shot.
Austin Rivers, he's checked in for Russell Westbrook.
And you got to respect Hart's range if you're the defense. He's proven to be dangerous from distance.
Now here's Gordon. Defense right on him. 1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. Here's Holiday, and the bucket is good. Three-point play chance here for him.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
For New Orleans, they have yet to miss from the free throw line. They're 3 for 3.
And if we want to take a look back, they converted about 76% from the line.
Ball against Rivers, and the layup falls. Rivers has got 4 points this quarter.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
Holiday inside the line, and so it's the New Orleans Pelicans feeling good about their 17-point lead. Thank you, David, and we'll be right back after halftime to start the third quarter.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Jrue Holiday was red hot to start the first. He ended up with 17 points. And that's a wrap.
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. An exceptional performance from Jrue Holiday.
You just love the patience in that first half. Waited until he got the look he wanted.
Yeah, working the ball, getting clean, quality looks. I mean, just efficient basketball through and through.
Zion is the 4 with Favors at the 5. Ball and Holiday combine at the guard spots. And it's Hart in at the small forward. That's Alvin Gentry's 5 as we get into the second half. And there's a whistle. That's going to go on James Harden. That'll be his second foul of the game. Houston on D, down by 15. Ball with the bucket.
Just an amazing ball handler. Sometimes balls move with the rock are flat out unguardable.
And for Houston, they're shooting under 40% all in all for the game. Here's Harden. Oh, and James Harden throws it down hard.
I mean, come on, man. Harden is ridiculously clever, including how he decides to posterize you. A superb athlete.
Pelicans leading by 15. Outside Holiday. And it's slammed in by Holiday.
He always wants to give him some numbers, and tonight he's giving him plenty.
Here in this third quarter, just over a minute play. On the wing, Harden. Well, the NBA is entertainment. You know, Chris, it also can have a very social impact in a positive ways. Guys like Kyle Korver have spoken out. The Jazz took action last season. Chris, how do you feel the league has responded to issues like discrimination?
Well, I think the league has done a wonderful job, better than any league. First of all, we acknowledge it. They don't just throw it under the rug and say there's no problem here. And that may be the toughest, to be able to acknowledge that. And then secondly, to make quick, sweeping decisions, I think has also been awesome too. But I don't think any league in the history of sports has had more players speak up for issues in society than ours. Let's go back to Bill Russell and others, the way that they started the game and came in. We have to love it, and I love the fact that the league is not scared of the narrative, and we work together. And by the way, that Kyle Korver article was so awesome. It was so vulnerable for him to write that. And when you have players like that, no matter what color, that are selfless to speak out to make society better, then it's not just good for the game, but it's great for all of us. So kudos to Kyle, the Jazz, and everyone doing all they can do to make things better for everyone.
Absolutely. Tyson Chandler, he's checked in for the Rockets. McLemore has come in for James Harden. Chandler's shot, good.
Just no resistance on the inside. That's their 5th consecutive make in the paint.
Shots good by Alexander Walker. Alexander Walker's got his first basket of the night.
That makes him 4 for 5. I mean, I think that's pretty good numbers. I mean, they've got to be pleased with how things are playing off so far.
Green, no luck. Pelicans leading by 15. Releases from 15, and he drops that one in. Alexander Walker's got 4 points this quarter.
In the mid-range, rarely the hallmark of efficiency in today's NBA, but it is on point tonight.
Shots good by McLemore.
Love the attitude of Westbrook. Continues to improve at running the offense and finding ways to create opportunities for his teammates.
Shots good by Alexander Walker.
That's just great touch. The teardrop, well, that's all about feel.
Rockets trail by 17. Pass to Tucker. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the third quarter. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Kevin, it was an up-and-down season for the Rockets last year. I mean, they started out very slow, and then because of injury, it took them a while to get into the playoff picture. But how about this? They won their division and only nabbed the 4th seed in the playoffs.
And Chris, last year being the 4th seed in the postseason was trouble for the Rockets.
Yeah, it was, especially, Kevin, when you have to face the Warriors in the second round. They got bounced out in Game 6 despite the Warriors losing Durant. The slow start in the regular season, I think, played a big factor.
And stolen by Redick. It's Redick on the wing. Moore outside, fires the 3, and again New Orleans with the triple.
Hey, whatever adjustments they made at halftime, they are working to perfection.
Well, the results are clear as day. Great approach coming into the third quarter. We'll see if they can keep it up.
Up and in on the layup. Moore's got 5 points in the quarter.
Oh, man, you better appreciate the unselfishness. When Redick sees an open teammate, as great of a shooter as he is, he's fast at getting him the ball.
Here's Chandler. They can't stop the run with that one. This could get even more out of hand if they continue to put up points.
Wow, Kevin, what a performance we are seeing.
And the wide open shot from Redick. And it's off from 3-point range. And so Westbrook will bring it up for the Houston Rockets. Over Holiday. Launches a 3. That shot misses. And it's the Pelicans taking it the other way. Shoots the 3. And it's good. That bucket takes him to 9 for 14.
They couldn't have asked for much more from him today. He's been a key force in their offense.
Timeout called the Rockets.
And the lack of rim protection, top of the list.
Without question. They're giving up too many high percentage looks, a trend that they'd like to reverse.
New Orleans making some changes here. Derek Favors checked in for Hayes, and Hart subbed in for Moore. There's the pass to Rivers. He kicks to Gordon. Harden against Redick. Out of bounds. New Orleans will take possession. While there's a break in the action, let's take a look at the players who had the most steals in the league last season. James Harden is second. 4th, Russell Westbrook.
And with all the steals these two came away with, they probably put a thought in the back of every opponent's head, and it wasn't a very good thought.
Harden against Redick. 6 on the shot clock. Redick can't get that one to fall.
He'll breathe a big sigh of relief if they hang on to win this game. He's not done much to contribute tonight. Story of their game right here. One sloppy play after another.
Lonzo Ball is checked in for New Orleans. 2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Unloads from 13. Count that bucket. Holiday's got 7 now in this quarter.
They are just killing them on the interior.
And here's Harden for 3. They get it again. Rivers dishes to House. To end the cold streak. Back to Rivers. He gets it up. And no luck with that time on the buzzer beater.
A very active player. It's fantastic watching Ball work hard and disrupt his man's concentration.
And now we take a look back to Mike D'Antoni talking to his team from the huddle.
All right, we got to move the ball. We got to spread the floor. The only way we get it. If you go in, don't take a hard shot. Go around. Pass somebody else.
Ball movement, a crucial part of the game, Greg. Spot-on assessment by Coach D'Antoni.
I mean, no reason to take difficult, low percentage shots. Let's just move the basketball, and eventually something will open up.
And we reach the 4th quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. A moment now to reset the lineups, brought to us by Gatorade. All fueled up here for the 4th quarter. And so in the game for the Rockets. Rivers and Gordon make the backcourt. Davis is out there with Clark, and it's House in at the 3 spot. Rockets shooting around 41% on the night. Shoots off the step back. A nice shot by Rivers. Rivers has got the first points up on the board here in the fourth for the Rockets. Jackson deciding where to go with it. And there's the call on Austin Rivers. That's foul number 2 for him. Chris, what's your definition of most valuable player?
LeBron, Michael Jordan. Okay, let me. Okay, the best player in the league. That's my definition. Who makes players better? Who brings the fans into the game? There's only one type of player that's an MVP, and there's only about 6 guys any year that can be MVP. But if you're talking about guys that help you, let's say, are the best on a contract or getting the most bang for their buck, you got to look at guys like a Siakam. You know, he's just making over $2 million this season, still playing on that rookie contract, and those are the guys that are on their way up. So you can always find young talent playing for maybe less than what they should be getting at that time, but the most valuable player continues to be the top 6 players in the league, period.
Jackson against Rivers. And the basket by Jackson. Jackson's got 4 points in the quarter.
And that bucket adds to what has been a big difference in points in the paint between the two teams.
Gordon inside. Yep, it counts.
Ooh, the lost art of the mid-range J. Gordon just measured it perfectly, squaring up and knocking it down.
Got a piece of it. Stolen by Rivers. Drops in the layup for 2.
And now they're shooting it pretty well. That was not something we would have said in that first half.
Rivers against Jackson. Just under 2.5 minutes gone here in the final quarter. It's good. Rivers with it. Outside Gordon. Passes it to Clark. And it's in there. Clark's got his first bucket of the night.
Nice job getting inside for the layup. Got the D thinking, jump shot, gave a little pump fake, and then off to the races.
Poke loose. Pass to Melly. And with the likely return of prep to pro prospects, Chris, some have argued for a high school combine to help determine who's ready to make the leap and who isn't.
I'm not really there with the high school combine. I still think that, you still have a level of college or a level of professionalism that can happen after. And I don't believe until you're ready to be evaluated for the pros immediately, should you have that combine. Your bodies are still growing. I talked to Jaren Jackson just yesterday, and he told me that he grew 2 inches over last summer. So I think it's a little unfair to judge these guys that early when their bodies and mentality still has a lot of development left.
Hayes, he's checked in for New Orleans. The Rockets also changing it up. Edwards, he's checked in for Daniel House. And it's Ben McLemore in for Gordon. Here's McLemore, drilled from 11 feet out.
Oh, the nice in-between game of McLemore. The ability to score from the mid-range is very important in this day and age.
Jackson against Rivers, and that's going to be a turnover. They call him for 8 seconds. And stolen by Miller. And here's Jackson. Pass to Alexander Walker. Six to shoot. And Davis sends it back. And so the ball out of bounds. Davis touched it last.
Get over.
1:53 left here in the fourth quarter. Shots good by Miller. And so it's Rivers with it. He'll bring it up for Houston. The day, Chris, I heard Commissioner Adam Silver talking about that it strikes him sometimes how isolated players can be with cell phones and headphones, and those things wouldn't help that. Is it something that you've noticed or that you're concerned about?
mean, with my nephews and nieces and friends that are younger and kids walking across the street looking at their phones and not even looking both ways.
You know, your play-by-play partner, whoever it might be.
Yeah. Oh, come on. You know, Kevin, those are the times. And so I would tell Adam Silver, Mr. Commissioner, yeah, that's a basketball problem. That's a world problem. How are we going to stop any of that? We're here now. There's no putting that genie back in the bottle, Kevin.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for New Orleans.
As one-sided as it gets today, you know, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target.
And during the long NBA season, each contest important here tonight. Tonight's win will give them 4 on the season.
And with this win now, we're all square, 1-1. 2 more games yet to come in what's proving to be a very competitive season series.
And you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for Jrue Holiday.
He was the one dictating the pace tonight, playing up-tempo or slowing it down, but always scoring.
Miller, the pass to Jackson. Miller inside, outside for Jackson. Let's go. Miller, no luck. And the pass to Clark. Now here's Edwards, covered by Miller. From deep, it's rebounded by Hayes. Now here's Jackson. So we see the Pelicans taking the W here. This game may not have been the most exciting we've ever seen, but you have to appreciate just what a...
Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
And just about to get underway as the starting fives have been announced. Sit tight. We'll be back in just a moment. For joining us here on 2K Sports for NBA basketball. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Brent Barry and Greg Anthony. We've got David Aldridge reporting from the sideline. DA, it's all yours.
Rockets coach.
Whatever works, David. Thanks. And a chance now to see how teams are faring across the league. Here's the latest edition of the Power Rankings. Taking a look at the Clippers. They ascend up the list to number 3 with some spirited play.
And when I look at Houston, they just kind of burst out of the gate here with some fire, feeling disrespected by pundits who overlook them as a top team.
Here are the 5 for the Clippers. They're down low at 4 with Harrell in the middle. Beverly and Williams, the guard tandem. And it's George in at the small forward position. And for Houston, Westbrook and Harden, the dynamite pair. They're the backcourt. Tucker and Capella are up front. And it's Green in at the 3 spot. Now here's Williams. Leonard finds Williams. And here's George for 3. Buries it from 3-point range. Marquee matchup tonight, Brent. Everyone's been looking forward to this one. This is a statement game for both teams.
Part of this game tonight, Kevin, will be interesting. That just happened.
And I just love how aggressive Harden is inside. When he's deep like that, he is ready to finish with authority.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight. And that one misses.
And the Clippers franchise joined this league in 1970. They've never made it past the conference semifinals.
Yeah, but the last few years, when you talk about the landscape of Los Angeles, the Clippers have had a remarkable run, much better record than the Lakers have had in Tinseltown. And so surprising to think of all the talent that's come through the Clipper doors in prior years, but this could be the year with these additions where they break through.
Beverly, the pass to Leonard. Looking for Beverly. He gets it there. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
Well, when you get into a system, your first system in the league where you share the ball, Kawhi Leonard keeping his head up and finding the open man.
It's Harden with the drive. Count it. Harden's got his third basket of the night right there.
Well, he is looking confident. Love how they're using him so far.
Yeah, right now I don't see any let up, GA. I think he's...
And then George with the jam.
Well, not only looking at Paul George get up, look at the guys on the bench loving it from PG.
Beverly against Westbrook. And the layup's good off the glass.
And early on, they looked great. They've made all 4 of their shots to start this game.
Here's Beverly. 9 points last game out. Pass to Harrell. Back to Beverly. Terrific assist. A nice finish. Solid play all around.
Yeah, kind of tough on the defense when you let Beverly beat you on the inside. That can get his confidence going from the outside. So damage from the paint that time.
Tucker can't get it to go.
Not a problem when that's your first miss of the game. Strong start.
Harrell. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
He gets really excited about finishing through contact, Kevin.
Westbrook finds Harden. And the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
Well, he hasn't missed yet, guys, and the defense is scrambling for answers to stop this hot start.
Houston making a switch. Gordon's checked in.
And the southpaw stroke of Harden is just beautiful to watch. When he's cooking, he's one of the more lethal scorers in our league.
That one drops for him. And that's now 9 points for George.
A little mid-ranger is going to be an easy shot for him when he's got that much of a size advantage. 2 years.
Look at that.
Yeah, great court awareness. Westbrook sizing up the D and doing a good job of locating the open man.
First quarter of action, just under 3.5 minutes played. Beverly deciding where to go with it. And Harrell slams it in.
Yeah, undersized guys with athleticism do these kind of things, playing above the rim. Love to see him get up like that.
And it's Westbrook with the ball. He brings it up for Houston. 4-point game. Defeated by the Pelicans in their last game. They'll try to put that one behind them.
Hey, they had their opportunities, but let's face it, they choked from the line. Hard to win that way on the road.
You cannot afford to do that. When you're in an opponent's building, you got to knock down free throws. That cost them.
So timeout called here, the first for Los Angeles. And this is the first season matchup for them against this Rockets team.
2 conference rivals. I mean, they'll play each other a total of 4 times this season.
And guys, this first meeting always sort of sets the tone for how the rest of the season series will play out. For teams that know each other this well, this initial game is a big one.
Looking at who's out there now for the Rockets. Tyson Chandler. He's checked in for Clint Capella. Manuel House comes in for P.J. Tucker. And it's Rivers in for Russell Westbrook. Got 1:48 left in the first quarter. To the inside. Shamet, and he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. And a huge piece of the Tobias Harris trade last year, Brent. Landry Shamet shows a lot of promise.
Interesting for Lambo, as they call him, at age 22 out of Wichita State to come into the league, show his ability to shoot from the three-point line, shot 40% from deep while taking over 4 a game last year. Seemed very comfortable in seeking out the line. And the opportunity for him now with the star power around him, a lot more is going to open up for Landry Shamet to be the 3rd or 4th guy on the offensive end to make some major contributions.
And it's another James Harden special we're witnessing here tonight. I think this fella's got some game.
The Clippers in the lead. We've got 1:13 left in the first quarter of the game. Zubac, and he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more.
You can't just stop when there's a pick set up. Gotta fight over it as a defender.
That's one that the coaches will watch tomorrow with that player. You hate to see him give up in that situation.
And the free throw, no good. Rockets have gone an incredible 8 of 9 from the field. Pass to House. Harkless with the steal. And there's a whistle. That's going to go on James Harden. So that will be his second foul of the game. We're in the bonus. We'll go to the line to shoot 2. Los Angeles shooting their 4th and 5th attempts at the free throw line tonight. And the second free throw, good. Rockets trailed by 5. Down low. Stolen by Zubac. Beverly against Rivers. And there's the pass to Zubac. Tries again. That's basket number 2 with his 3rd shot off to a fast 2 for 3.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening. And they're losing their concentration here, guys. Just sloppy with the ball.
There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock to the game clock. And that one's good. Beverly.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
Here's Harden. Here's House. And he uses the glass on the layup.
Hard work on the offensive glass. You can see the coaching staff rise up and clap for that effort.
And here's Beverly. To the middle. Here's Zubac.
Chandler knows his role. He's out there to play good, hard defense and bark at
offense. The order of the day as the first quarter comes to a close. Clippers lead by 7. We'll be back shortly live from Houston, Texas. And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter of action so far. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen so far from the Clippers, guys. What are your thoughts?
Well, look at the turnover ratio, then look at the score. Easy to see what happened in that first period.
Yeah, hopefully the opposition can recover because that first quarter defensively was unbelievable, just crippling defense.
Here are the 5 the Clippers have to start the second. Beverly and Shamet in the backcourt together. Harkless is out there with JaMychal Green. And it's Zubac in at the 5. And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, we know about Lou Williams' story. The 3-time Sixth Man of the Year may be undersized, but he keeps finding angles to score. Williams said, "I can't shoot straight up. I've always played crooked. It's weird, but it's something I've developed, fading away from guys. I have bigger defenders on me, and it's just about creating space." Kevin, even well into his 30s, Lou Will still does it as well as anybody.
I would totally agree, David. He is always deadly. Thank you. Green dishes to Beverly. A floater. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good. For the Los Angeles Clippers, they come in off a good outing against Toronto. Tries it from the top of the key. It's up a 3. Good on that shot. And with that, the Los Angeles lead is cut down to 6, and the bucket from Rivers. Sometimes when a shooter misses a wide open shot, Brent, you hear, oh, he had too much time. I mean, is that really a thing?
I mean, in life, you really have to, you never have too much
Never
time.
have too much time.
You can never have too much time.
I think about Marc Gasol, like in the finals and the playoffs last year. He would sit there and no one would even be around him.
And he's tiptoeing like, do I shoot? Do I shoot? I think it messes with you just in terms of the psychological part about like, why isn't anybody guarding me here? Well, if you're a bad shooter, there's a really good reason why they're not guarding you.
And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
About Montrezl Harrell and the type of energy and effort that he brought last year to this team to help solidify, I guess, most of the culture piece of what Steve Ballmer wants this franchise to be about. That's playing hard, playing with energy, and having some enthusiasm for the competition. Montrezl Harrell wraps all those things up pretty nicely in the way he plays.
Clippers leading by 8. And it's Paul George with the finish.
You know, always talk about the first 2 steps in transition, and Paul George out quick and decisively that time.
And Montrezl Harrell, Brent, beloved in the locker room.
Well, he's beloved because every night when you go out on the floor with him, you know what you're going to get. A guy who is incredibly competitive, passionate, knows his role, and plays with a physical presence that he doesn't shy away from anybody that's on the floor. That's infectious.
Wow. What, did he have something in his eye on that shot?
Maybe. For so long, the U.S. has been the country to beat in international basketball play. But there are some big-time challengers around the globe emerging.
Well, Serbia and Spain continue to be competition that the U.S. takes extremely seriously. Now, I'm not saying they don't take everybody that they step on the floor against with tremendous amount of respect. We know from years in the past that Argentina had its golden age with the players around Manu Ginobili and Oberto and Nocioni, but that seemed to be a timing thing for the Argentinian national team. Spain and Serbia will continue to be impressive and continue to push USA basketball in these international tournaments and Olympic play.
Williams kicks to Harrell. Just 5 to shoot, and that one is good from Zubac.
Yeah, 3 consecutive field goals have come right at the rim. The D had better start buckling now.
Here's Westbrook, and the layup is good. Westbrook's got 6 points.
Again, using his frame and size right there, Westbrook, one of the strongest finishers we have in the game.
Williams against Westbrook. Here's Leonard. Good. And the nice assist for Williams. Williams has got 3 assists tonight.
And they've had assists now in their last 3 baskets.
And George gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. James Harden, he's checked in for Ben McLemore. And so here is Houston, down by 12. Harden. Capella, the pass to Harden. He dishes it to Tucker. And the rejection by Harrell. To the paint. And the dunk by Zubac.
Not the kind of aggressive defense they need to cut into the lead.
Yeah, you have to protect the rim, Greg, a little better.
Good job to recognize the opportunity. That's just very solid offense.
Back to Harden. Lets it go with a 3. Gets it to go for bucket number 8. He's taken just 10 shots.
And defensively, you got to respect Harden's ability to drive. That just makes him exponentially more difficult to guard out at the line.
This is one where the second foul is probably going to cost you some minutes in this game.
Here's Zubac. He's coming off a 13-point game against Toronto. Out of bounds. Houston takes possession. Here's a peek now at the 2K leaderboard. This year, these teams have made the most of their offensive rebounds. 4th, the Clippers.
You know what? Sometimes their missed shots are their best offense. I mean, they attack the glass relentlessly, and those extra possessions can determine the outcome on a lot of nights.
For the Rockets, Daniel House is checked in for P.J. Tucker. Gordon comes in for Green, and it's Austin Rivers in for Russell Westbrook. And Los Angeles making a change here as well. Shamet's checked in. Ball's knocked loose. 1:02 left in the second quarter. Offensive rebound. Kicks it out to Gordon. Pass to Harden. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Goes back up. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. It's going to be on Montrezl Harrell. Houston shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game.
And it's been an average year, really, at the free throw line for this group, only around 75%.
Tyson Chandler, he's checked in for Houston. Green, he's checked in for the Clippers. Patrick Beverly comes in for Harrell.
And they're getting to the line a lot in this quarter, guys, and it hasn't been by accident.
Beverly with the ball. He's got 6. Inside, here's Leonard. That's his second shot and his second basket. He's 2 for 2.
Well, it's the golden age of point guards, and Patrick Beverly trying to show that he belongs amongst them. Great awareness on that play.
Harden with it. George picks him up. Here's House. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. This game coming on the heels of their win against Toronto.
Yeah, let's give a shout out to their defense in that one. The intensity, the shot blocking, just a dominant performance.
Yeah, last game was pretty impressive stuff on that end of the floor, just getting up near shooters and blocking as many shots as they did.
Rivers kicks to Harden. Shoots over Leonard. And oh, he hits the buzzer beater.
Resourceful move there, ending the...
Thank you, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, folks. Ernie Johnson here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. It's the NBA on 2K Sports, and let's talk the first half. An outstanding first quarter for Paul George. He had 13 points and 1 rebound. And let us get your thoughts, big fans. And that does it for our half.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. A fantastic game from Harden in this one.
Definitely been challenging the defense here early on, not settling for anything outside.
And you want these kind of nights where you can start to see those openings before they happen.
Tucker and Capella are up front. Westbrook and Harden, the dynamite pair. They're the backcourt. And it's Green in at the small forward. They're the group for Mike D'Antoni starting the second half. Greg, you stood out for 6 teams in your NBA career. What do you think about some of the front office that you came across during that playing time?
I think when you find a front office, when you move from franchise to franchise, is what it is that they value most. And there were some franchises, quite frankly, Kevin, that I played for where they just wanted you to show up on time, get there, play the game, and leave. Those franchises end up having a lot of struggles to find some footing in the league. They also find trouble finding attraction from free agency because people understand the culture just isn't there. There are other teams that do so many other things well, Kevin. You feel so much more valued as a player throughout your course of your career. Those are the places that end up sticking with you. And I think the league is doing a great job from top to bottom, moving in that direction. Now, some are doing it better than others. That will always be the case. But the idea around finding more completeness for what it is you provide a player is a great thing for everybody.
Williams against Harden, and denied. He sends it right off the glass. Here's Tucker, tries yet again. And let's check out a breakdown. Looking at some stats for Leonard.
And the biggest takeaway when you look at his numbers is how good his three-point shooting has been the past 5 games. He's finding the open spots on the perimeter, and when he's getting good looks, boy, he is not missing.
Both free throws good from Tucker. Little over a minute gone here in the second half. Williams against Harden. Williams can't get it to go.
Not been an easy start. 3 straight misses here on these possessions.
Tucker finds Westbrook. Houston moving it around. Goes up on the block. That's good on the jump shot. Tucker's got 6.
Well, they're getting stops, and they're attacking on the offensive end.
Yeah, coaching staff probably loves this, just grinding out defensive possessions, which is helping them get back into their offensive flow.
Now Williams. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. And again, no good by the Clippers.
Not sure they realize it's not halftime anymore. 4 attempts, and they're still looking for their first bucket.
Knocked loose. Tucker dishes to Westbrook. 5 to shoot for the tie. And there's a whistle. That's going to go on James Harden. That's his 3rd foul of the game. And the Rockets making a change here. McLemore is checked in. Harkless is checked in for the Clippers. Westbrook against Beverly. Kicks to Harrell. And here's Leonard from 3. And again, no good by the Clippers.
Ouch. 5 shots without a make. That's a really ragged start coming out of halftime.
Pass to Green. Over Harkless. And again, the Rockets good for 2.
So impressive, the fortitude, the will to battle back, but it did take a lot of energy to get here.
Well, they didn't really have a choice at the position that they were. They had to fight hard. They've gotten that. They've outworked the other team, just fighting tonight.
And the Clippers call time here.
Giving up a run here. Can they turn it around?
It's hard to say right now. At this point, I've seen the coaches run through 2 or 3 iterations of defense. Is there a 4th? I'm not sure.
Houston making some changes. Tyson Chandler is checked in for P.J. Tucker. Gordon comes in for Gerald Green. And it's Rivers in for Russell Westbrook. The Clippers also changing it up. Zubac is checked in for Montrezl Harrell. And it's Green in for Leonard.
And with that one, he halts an 11-0 run by Houston.
Pass to McLemore. Back to Gordon. From deep 3-point range, it's hauled in by Los Angeles. Zubac has got his 5th rebound in this one. 3rd quarter of basketball here, and just a little under 3.5 minutes gone by. Now the pass to Beverly. Here's the 3. Tyson Chandler grabs the board. Here's Houston now. Big run right now going for him, 11-2. Back to McLemore. Over George. That one rolling around and rims out.
And guys, you've heard of overpassing. Well, that shot was an example of underpassing.
Maybe they can find a way to establish some rhythm in the next few possessions with the extra pass.
And how about the incredible timing on that alley-oop?
He absolutely hammered it down. And the basket by Gordon.
Great finish from Gordon in traffic. You like to see the smaller guys operate down low as long as they're patient.
And Brent, as you know, there aren't many players that can set a tone for a team, but Patrick Beverly is one of them.
And Patrick Beverly always embraces that role about setting the tone defensively on an opposing team's point guard, making sure that tonight, if you're going to beat the team that Pat Beverly plays on, you're going to have to go through them.
And here's Green outside. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Green's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. And Houston calls their first time out of the game. And to have someone, Brent, with the size and strength of Green play with the energy he does, it's a huge boost to any team.
Yeah, lots of talk last year about JaMychal Green really stepping into his own, starting to really own what it is he can do to impact any given game. He's a bit of a journeyman. He's traveled around a little bit between San Antonio and Memphis, but his role with the Clippers last year really put him in a nice spot for him to show off his skill set.
McLemore. Landry Shamet's checked in for the Clippers. And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2. And the foul called on Los Angeles.
Well, Eric Gordon is always a threat as a 2-guard to score. However, the defense gets a little too physical with him there, which is why he gets to the free throw line.
All free throws good from Eric Gordon. 1:04 left in the third quarter. Chandler with the steal. Oh, here we go with Gordon. Nobody back. And then Gordon with the dunk.
And Chandler's so good at using his height to see over the top of the defense to deliver.
Here's George. Rebound by House.
Oh, can't punish the defense for leaving him open that time. That's a frustrating miss for a really steady jump shooter.
Rivers passes to Gordon. And here is Capella over Green. And a little luck that time, but it drops. Now it's a 4-point Rocket lead.
And whatever intensity was lacking there in the first half, you're seeing it on display here now.
You asked for those hustle plays earlier in the game. We're seeing them now.
Zubac kicks to Beverly. Chandler with the rebound. Chandler's got 4 rebounds in this game. Rivers scanning the floor. Eric Gordon on the wing. Shoots over Zubac. And that one released in time, but no good. The points coming in bunches as we wrap up the third quarter. It's been a good one. Rockets ahead, up 4. And let's take this chance now to show you the State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Well, a great job with the eyes. And what separates great playmakers, as we know, Greg, is peripheral vision.
And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this fourth quarter promises to be a good one. And on the floor for the Clippers here in the fourth, Shamet and Leonard are on the wing. Harrell is out there with Jermichael Green, and it's Williams at the point. PJ Tucker. Puts it up, and right through it goes. Williams has got his first bucket in this one.
How about that shot? Not exactly something drawn up by the coaching staff.
Harden against Leonard. Oh, he blocked it and deflects off the backboard. Now the Clippers moving it up. Here's Williams. Sinks that one from the post. Williams has got the game tied up here for the Clippers.
I like to see Lou Williams hustle like this, looking determined to get past everybody and be ahead of the pack.
Here's Harden. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. Harden's got 27.
Making the easy shots and the tough shots. He's on top of his game.
And there's the call on Austin Rivers. That'll be his second foul of the game. Houston making some changes. Clint Capella, he's checked in for Daniel House. And it's Russell Westbrook in for Austin Rivers. Harrell finds Green. From deep, Williams doesn't get it to drop for him. So Houston will take it the other way. On the wing, Green. Back to Harden. It's tipped. Over Green. Harden, no good. The Clippers have gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started. And Harrell slams it in.
And you could see him give a little nod and then just burst to the rim for the alley-oop slam.
A pair of teammates, Greg, with a terrific feel for each other. Here's Harden. It's hauled in by Los Angeles.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
And the slam by Williams.
Beautiful transition offense there. That's execution at its best.
Yeah, once you burst through a seam like that, you got to look right towards the rim. Sweet play.
Leonard against Harden. And he gets the bucket. Harden's got 4 points in the quarter.
Yeah, I love watching Harden be aggressive inside. One of the most efficient scorers in our game.
Bounce pass from Williams. Harrell drives in. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
And that's about the worst defense I can imagine a team playing coming down the stretch.
Well, I hope there's one player on that team out there that has interest in winning winning this game. Right now, it doesn't look to be one.
For the Clippers, Paul George comes in for JaMychal Green, and it's Patrick Beverley in for Landry Shamet. And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, guys, over that last break, I listened to Mike D'Antoni talk to his team. He told his guys, tempo, more tempo. You've got to be quicker into transition. Push the ball. Let's get some opportunities before their defense can set up. Kevin, back to you.
Thank you, David. On the wing, Harden. He's covered by Leonard. Harden against Leonard. Kawhi Leonard comes up with the rebound.
His touches left him in this quarter nowhere close to the kind of output they need from him.
Go ahead and lead him, Paul George. Stepping up, huge shot at this moment in the game.
And again, the turnover by the Rockets. Westbrook with the steal. There's the feed to Capella. Over Harrell. And it's Capella missing. Here now, the Clippers. They're on a 12-4 run right now. George. The quick look, no good that time. And it's Westbrook with the ball. He brings it up for Houston. 4-point game. Here's George. And George with the stuff.
Stellar anticipation by Leonard to create the fast break opportunity. That's why he's a perennial Defensive Player of the Year candidate.
Passes it to Capella. Great D that time from Harrell.
And the effort never stops with him. No easy shots when he's on the floor.
Well, it's about the defensive end, and that's what guys feed off. He gives the effort down there at all times.
There's 1:54 left in the fourth quarter. Williams looking over the floor.
Well, Westbrook out there playing defense like an interior decorator, draped all over.
Trying to find Harden, and he's got it now. And Harden with the stuff.
And he's an automatic finisher when he gets into that area.
He is, and he picks the simple one-hand stuff to get the 2 points. And they call the foul, so he's got the and one chance here to make it a 3-point play.
And this is who he has become. Leonard with the great body control takes the hit and still able to sink the shot. And one.
Free throw good from Kawhi Leonard.
The wingspan and the timing that Kawhi Leonard has is really remarkable. He utilizes those strengths to dominate both ends of an NBA floor.
Timeout called. The Rockets. They trail by 7. 1:29 left in the fourth. A chance now to recognize our Jordan Player of the Game, Montrezl Harrell.
And his percentage from the field tonight seems almost made up. I didn't think it was possible to have that kind of success shooting the basketball. You need a little bit of luck, a bunch of hard work, and a whole lot of talent.
There must be something about playing in a hostile environment that drives him. He is really fed off that. And Beverley kicks to Harrell. And Capella over to help. Back to Beverley. 5 on the clock. Looking for George. He gets it there. That one falls.
Making every effort to put this game on ice.
Love that the guys are staying aggressive late in this ball game, just not wanting to let go of the rope.
Harden the pass to Green. Shoots. Harden, no good.
And I'm not sure that is a shot that he should be taking.
No, he should know better. He knows that's not his game, which is why we don't see him take that shot often.
But the truth is they've had control of this game.
Yeah, looks like a veteran team tonight, getting out on the road, playing with assertiveness, confidence, fully in control for this win.
About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Williams for 3. Rockets with the rebound.
I think if I was coaching these guys right now, especially him, I'd tell him, you take one more 3-point shot, and we're going to have some conversations here side by side.
The kick out to Westbrook. Takes a three. It's good from long range.
It's a certain mindset, Kevin, right now to want the ball at the end of games, and Westbrook has it.
So the Clippers with the win. This was a hard-fought, well-earned victory for them, Greg. They really had to work for this win.
That's a good point. I mean, weaker teams might have buckled at the end with the crowd amped up, everyone in the building kind of rooting against you, but they stood tall and pulled it out.
Well said. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thank you, Kevin, with Lou Williams. You guys made...
David, thank you as always. And that about wraps it up for Brett Berry. Bruce. Well, no doubt, David, he is one of the best. Thank you. Here we are in November, and let's see how things are going out east in the early season. You look at the Pacers, fourth in the conference, an excellent season so far for them, though they'd like to jump into the top tier, maybe the top 3.
And seeing where Indiana is, they've stayed right there, just in sniffing distance of the conference leaders. That's a solid accomplishment at this stage of the season.
Yeah, even so, though, I'm sure they're not satisfied just being near the top of the standings. They're going to be looking to make a major push as the season winds down.
Let's check out Indiana's starting lineup. It's Warren and Leaf. They're the forwards. T.J. McConnell is out there with Victor Oladipo. And it's Bitadze in at the center position. And for the Rockets, Tucker and Capella are up front. Westbrook and Harden, the dynamite pair. They're the backcourt. And it's Green in at the small forward. Warren finds McConnell. Back to Warren. To the inside. Here's Leaf. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast. Well, adjusting to the NBA game for this latest class of rookies, Doris. Always growing pains, a feeling out process. It's always interesting to watch that being put together.
There are, Kev. There always seem to be a couple of welcome to the NBA moments as a rookie. Certainly you might take your lumps here and there, but this is a talented young group. Can't wait to see what they do.
I can't either.
Find the lane. Find the lane. One shot.
Boy, when you look back on Russell Westbrook's career, the athleticism at the point guard position, borderline absurd. The power, the speed with which he moves on the floor, boy, you just don't see it that consistently.
Now, here's Warren. 14 points from him the last game against Oklahoma City.
That's what we call cashing in from the mid-range. T.J. Warren's been there a time or two.
Got a piece of it. A 3. And Gerald Green, good for 3. And with Westbrook and his elite athleticism, Doris, it can be seen in his great statistics.
Well, you don't average 30 points a game in the NBA unless you can absolutely blow past defenders like Russell Westbrook. Gosh, the strength in his legs allows him to fight for rebounds. He is so productive from the point guard position. It's extraordinary.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
To me, Greg, that's a complete lack of communication on that side of the ball. These guys need to be talking to each other.
Now, here's Oladipo. 26 points for him last game against Oklahoma City.
And don't forget about the 2 blocks. He really changed the game for his team on the defensive side.
Tucker, and down it goes. Dunked through off a wonderful assist.
Boy, he has that great combination of strength and athleticism. Tucker loves to attack the rim.
Bitadze, the pass to Warren. Oladipo against Harden. Shot clock at 6. Will it go? And there's the bucket from Victor Oladipo.
But you get the sense Oladipo likes to take it right at the defense on the inside. He says, yeah, I can score against you, big fella.
Now here's Harden. He had a 33-point outing in their last game against the Clippers. About 3 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Warren kicks to McConnell. Indiana moving the ball around. Down low. And the rejection by Harden. And Green slams it in.
Now, how about breaking out the Statue of Liberty on that dunk?
A nice way to pad that lead a little more. You're right. Pacers trail by 6.
With the Indiana Pacers, you know you're a small market team, and it's led to a little bit of a shuffle personnel-wise. What's incredible, they continue to put a competitive product on the floor year in and year out.
The 3 from Harden, and another 3 for Houston.
It doesn't matter how a defense plays him. Harden is going to make sure that the three-point shot is a primary weapon.
So timeout called here, the first for Indiana. Doris, you're right. The Pacers have made the playoffs 8 of the last 9 seasons. Remarkable consistency.
I don't think there's any doubt about that, Kev. It starts at the top and sort of trickles down from ownership to the front office down to the head coach. This is a solid operation through and through.
Houston, a whole new 5 on the floor.
Strong move to the 10, trying to get his guys going.
Hard not to get motivated, GA, right when your teammate makes that kind of play.
Where was the defense? No help. You can't afford to give up these kinds of buckets.
Now here's Gordon. He averages a bit over 6 points a game. Here's Brogdon, and that one is stuffed right through.
Well, this is one aspect you'd like to see more of from T.J. Warren. We know he's a great scorer. Pretty dime there.
3 on 3. Here's Holiday. Pass to Brogdon. And Eric Gordon pulls it down. Houston leading by 5. Here is House, and he banks in the layup.
Oh, this is the kind of start they were hoping for.
Outside Holiday. Over Rivers. The shot by Holiday, no good.
Boy, against so little defensive pressure, you have to convert that.
It's not going to go for him.
Well, we didn't see the same kind of control we're used to seeing from him. This guy is usually a tremendous finisher.
And here's Chandler, who brings it up for the Rockets. This game against Indiana, the first time they've met this year.
And remember, they won both games in this matchup last year. No small feat.
Now, these two teams could easily end up meeting to decide the NBA championship. Tonight could be a preview of something with more on the line down the road.
Here's Warren, following the score by Houston. Over McLemore. Warren, good. Warren's got his second bucket tonight.
And how about the terrific use of the crossover there to just throw the defender off balance.
Here's House. He gets that one.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Pacers trail by 9. There's McLemore, and McLemore slams it in.
Boy, that was quick. Already out to a double-digit lead.
Wow, they've come out strong. Control the pace, assert their will. Nice.
And the official signaled the backcourt violation. Not very careful there. For 3, Gordon. And he beats the buzzer. Wow!
Yeah, that's just an amazing play to get that ball off in time.
Great awareness in crucial situations. Nicely.
And so it's Houston, sitting with a comfortable lead, up by 14. Their transition game has been in full effect. Back right after this. And if you're just tuning in, we've got a wide margin on the scoreboard, but plenty of time left for a comeback. And guys, we've seen the Rockets really take control here.
Well, the offense is clicking, and they seem to have seized the momentum here early on.
Boy, it's been a really pretty thing to watch, executing their game plan to perfection.
On the court for the Pacers as our second quarter gets underway. We've got Malcolm Brogdon, Jeremy Lamb out there with Doug McDermott, and it's Holiday in at the point guard.
Well, you love to see Austin Rivers attack. This guy has the frame and the game to make the dribble drive.
And back in his day as coach of the Blazers, players called Nate McMillan Sarge for his style. Very tough and demanding.
The beauty, though, Greg, to me is Nate McMillan has adapted. He has given more leeway for his players and his assistant coaches. He's willing to take players aside and bring a more personal approach. And I think in today's NBA, that's critical.
And Indiana making a change here. Leafs checked in. Gordon finds Chandler. Pacers with the rebound. They come into this one following a loss to the Thunder.
Painful to watch, guys. You can see their frustrations mounting, unable to get into any kind of a rhythm whatsoever.
I thought, Greg, they were outworked and outplayed in just about every phase of the game. Maybe that's one of those situations where you say, hey, let's move on.
Just over a minute gone here in the second quarter. Brogdon outside. Over Gordon. And it's wide right. It's off the rim.
Well, he's a quality mid-range shooter, but he can't get that one to go.
And there's the call on Malcolm Brogdon. That is his first foul of the game. Houston, a whole new 5 on the floor. Oladipo, he's checked in for Indiana. T.J. McConnell comes in for Aaron Holiday. And Harden with the basket on the assist from Tucker. Harden's got 5.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Lamb passes to Leaf. Now here's Lamb. The teardrop falls in. Lamb's got his first 2 points.
And it's all about the release when you shoot the floater.
Pass to Harden. Capella trying to free himself up. Harden gets the bucket.
Not a lot of resistance on the inside, and they're taking full advantage.
Now, here's McConnell. He's covered by Westbrook. Oladipo against Harden. Up and in, off to an efficient start. 2 for 3 from the field.
Well, there's a certain aggressiveness and assertiveness with which Victor Oladipo approaches the game. That's a pretty play through contact.
And the shot goes in. And the Rockets lead by 18. Doris, there are these players whose wingspans exceed their height by 6 inches or more. They're called +6s, kind of a new term. Talk about that with the scouts look into those numbers.
Well, one of the things you like to have in a defensive player is length and versatility along with that length. So guys who maybe their size lists them at one thing, but that length enables them to guard a little bit differently. Guys like Kawhi Leonard, Draymond Green, Montrezl Harrell, all of those guys might be listed a certain size, Kevin, but boy, their length is problematic and makes them such exceptional defensive players.
Catching up on the changes now for Indiana. Warren comes in for McDermott, and Justin Holiday subbed in for Jeremy Lamb.
That makes it 10 of their last 12 coming from inside the paint.
McConnell passes to Leaf. Outside Warren. 6 to shoot. Indiana needs to get a shot off. McConnell, no good on the triple. Rockets leading by 20. It's Westbrook with the drop and finished off by Westbrook.
My goodness, you better get out of the way. Westbrook driving inside, rises up for the slam.
Closing in on 4 minutes played here in the second quarter. Now, here's McConnell. He's covered by Westbrook. Shoots from 12. Warren, good. Warren's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
From 11 feet away. Here's Capella. That one falls. His 2nd basket of the game. He's now 2 for 3.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially interior.
McConnell passes to Leaf. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. For Indiana, they have been perfect at the line so far, albeit just 2 for 2.
And when you got a team percentage of about 81%, you're going to be one of the elites in this league.
The Rockets making a switch here. Gordon's checked in, and Indiana with the Ogden's checked in.
Yeah, in this quarter, they've had the right approach, driving and drawing, initiating contact, create opportunities, get to the line. And defensively, guys, they've been unable to shut down the middle.
Harden against Oladipo. Stolen by Harden. For the finish, and Harden with the stuff.
And I just love how aggressive Harden is inside. When he's deep like that, he is ready to finish with authority.
And the Pacers call time here.
And no doubt, Coach wants them to shore up their interior defense.
I think right now they're giving up way too many easy looks. That is a recipe for disaster.
Daniel House has checked in for Houston. The Pacers making a change here. We've got 1:08 left here in the second. Passes to Warren. Pass to Bitadze. 6 on the shot clock. Brogdon against Westbrook. The shot by Brogdon, no good.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat. And it is easy to get spoiled watching Harden. He's had so many games like this in his career, but you still got to appreciate what he does.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight. Indiana's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Inside, here's Warren. Another field goal for him. 4 for 6 shooting tonight.
Boy, he's been cooking, but the teammates, he's just not getting a lot of support from them.
Houston moving it around. Capella, it's good. The assist that time from Harden. 8 points for Clint Capella.
Well, a tough first quarter for this guy. You like to see the shot go in. Nicely done.
1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. Now, here's Warren. He's guarded closely. Clock at 6. Stolen away. That's a 2 from Gordon. What a play! Simply drains it in at the buzzer.
One eye on the rim.
James Harden getting it done for the Houston Rockets. He comes away with...
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Greetings to each and every one of you watching at this very moment. I'm Ernie Johnson. Kenny the Jet Smith is here. Shaq is here. James Harden led the way in the first half. He had 14 points, 2 assists, and 1 steal. And that'll do it for...
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it has been a runaway. A fantastic game from Harden in this one.
Yeah, and just look at the numbers from the first half. He has been very efficient.
I think they've taken their time. They've showed incredible patience. It's a sign of a well-coached ball club.
Westbrook and Harden, the dynamite pair. They're the backcourt. Tucker and Capella are up front. And it's Green in at the 3 spot. That's the 5 for Houston right now. And here's Warren for 3. No good. Shot missing. And the Rockets take it the other way.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
Here's Green, and a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. A lot of switching on every possession in the NBA from a defensive standpoint, and you see the way Doris offenses are adjusting to that.
Yeah, I think number one, you have to attack the switch. That's first and foremost. And it's an interesting balance between attacking and being patient. Because the one thing you're ultimately seeking in every switch is a favorable matchup for yourself. That's where a critical thinking guard who knows where to find and put the ball is so critical to your success.
Well, that's a good way to look at it. And the foul called on Russell Westbrook. That's foul number 2 for him. Here's Leaf, guarded by Green. Oladipo taking his time here. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Leaf. Oh, and it looks like that's going to be a goaltending call. Yep, that's it. So they'll get the basket.
So close to getting the block there. You can live with those calls because you'd rather have a guy playing aggressive instead of playing it safe.
Here's Harden. He can't get that one to fall. And Indiana will come the other way. Oladipo against Harden. Oladipo, the pass to Leaf. No good from 18.
And if that's the best look you can get on a possession, what a waste of a trip down the floor.
Well, missed opportunities, and they can certainly add up. You cannot afford to take that kind of shot. Well, deliver the pass where your teammate can do something with it. Nice.
McConnell passes to Leaf. Outside Warren. Gets it to drop, and now he's shooting at a 5-for-8 clip.
Well, T.J. Warren's frame and game perfectly suited for a finish on the interior.
Here's Harden. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
Well, you like how aggressive he is making a play at the rim against length.
You have got to believe that you can score against size on the interior. How about the aggressive, assertive move there?
Catching up on the changes for Houston. Tyson Chandler, he's checked in for Capella. McLemore has come in for Gerald Green. And it's Rivers in for Russell Westbrook.
You can get a real sense that Victor Oladipo loves sharing the wealth. What a nice look.
And you hear it all the time about how they say reaching the top can be the easy part. It's the staying there that's the true challenge. And Victor Oladipo achieved stardom, but has to make his way back after his knee injury in early 2019.
Doesn't go for him. Good work defensively by Harden. And it's Harden with the ball for the Houston Rockets. Now here's McLemore outside. And Oladipo pulls it down. And Oladipo had already dealt with soreness in that right knee, and you talked about that, missing about a month earlier in the season.
And some suggested he came back too soon. Hindsight always 20/20, and players want to be out there to help win games. Sometimes teams have to protect them from themselves. +8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Chandler's shot good.
There's a guy who knows how to absorb contact and still maintain control. Chandler able to finish what he started.
Now here's McConnell. He's guarded by Rivers. McConnell passes to Bitadze. Chandler with the block. They retain possession. Good work there as it goes. Second half here. We're just over 3.5 minutes into it. On the wing, Harden. Whistle blows. Bucket is good. And he'll have a chance at the line to make it a 3-point play.
And Harden's such a creative scorer, especially when he gets in close to the basket.
The Rockets have gone 4 for 5 from the charity stripe in this one up to now. Daniel House is checked in for Houston. Gordon comes in for McLemore. Brogdon, he's checked in for the Pacers. Aaron Holiday comes in for T.J. McConnell. Lamb against Gordon. No good from Lamb.
And you know, you can't impact the shot that close any better than he did on that possession.
Boy, whether he blocks it or simply alters it, the result is pretty much the same. Well, this guy has been efficient and effective all night. That IQ has been on display.
Bitadze with the bucket.
Man, can you always depend on him or what to lead you to the right place with that pass? Money.
Chandler kicks to House. And he drops in the layup off the glass. House has got 8 points.
Haven't we seen that a few times today, guys? I mean, their defense has got to have a little bit more toughness about it.
Holiday looking for an opening. Brogdon outside. Back to Holiday. Indiana moving the ball around. Lamb with the ball. And it's Gordon picking him up, and the shot goes in. 6 points for Lamb.
This guy reads situations so well, and he knows how to execute.
Brogdon against Harden. The layup off target. Pacers have gone at a pretty good shooting pace. They're 6 of 13 from the field here in the third. Good on the three-point shot. He's got 5.
Well, the defense deserves to get burned. Absolutely no excuse for leaving him open.
Here's House. An easy 2 points on the layup.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Holiday, the pass to Bitadze. Gordon against Lamb. there are the Pacers with another bucket.
He is too good a mid-range shooter to leave him that open.
Rivers with it. That one goes. Count it. Rivers has got 4 points in the quarter.
Well, tremendous composure on the interior from the guard, Austin Rivers. He's got the frame to complete that play.
James Harden getting it done for Houston. And of everything, he's doing well. And a quick look now at the State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, and I like the fact we get to see this pass one more time. A magnificent feed, and you love to see your off guard taking over the playmaking duties with this much skill.
And to me, GA, you love the unselfishness, finding the best look, and it doesn't matter who's taking it.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. And a look at the 5 for the Pacers to start the 4th quarter. We've got Johnson, and it's Leaf in at the center, filling out the middle. That one goes in.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Some of these players are making more money on endorsement deals than on their NBA contracts. I mean, I just shake my head at that, don't you?
It's an amazing time in which we live because the power of social media and the understanding of today's athlete that their brand is significant and that their brand extends outside of the lines of competition. You see so many men who have overseas opportunities, whether you're talking Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, Donovan Mitchell. They understand the power of the face and the talents they bring to the table. Truly, truly remarkable young men.
Remarkable indeed. Catching up on the changes for Houston. Edwards, he's checked in for Daniel House. And McLemore subbed in for Eric Gordon. Shots good by McLemore.
Man, have they been effective at getting the ball inside.
Now here is Holiday. D right on him. Leaf kicks to Holiday. Over Westbrook. It's Clark with the rebound.
I'll tell you, it feels all night like this guy's been forcing shots, rushing shots. He's really struggling on the offensive end.
McLemore, no good. The Pacers have gone 0 of 3 to start the 4th quarter. And Holiday has it in the corner. Here's Leaf, and he could not get that one to go. Out of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. People look at that general manager position with the team. I think it grows with some organization, maybe shrinks in importance with others. But by and large, it is more stable than coaching, isn't it? That position of being a GM.
Yeah, and I think, Kevin, if you were to ask coaches, one of the things I've heard sort of thrown out there as an idea is when you list the head coach's record, why not list the GM's record as well? Because the reality is success in the NBA is contingent on so many things. What's your ownership like? What kind of front office person?
Oh! My goodness, that was absolutely filthy.
Oh, nasty. This building is stunned. He dug deep, Greg, into his bag of tricks there. Back to Clark. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Clark's got his first points in this one.
That's their 3rd straight make off an assist.
The pass to Sampson. For those just joining us, 4th quarter here. We're just over 2.5 minutes into it. Johnson can't get it to go. For Houston, they've gone an outstanding 4 of 5 from the field in the 4th quarter so far. Pass to Clark. In the corner, it's McLemore. Here's Clark. He's guarded by Johnson. They grab their own miss. And that one's good by Davis.
Well, you love the persistence on the offensive glass. All about effort right now.
Here's Sumner. He's covered by Westbrook. Right side Holiday. Pass to Sumner. It's good. The assist that time from Holiday.
And they've worked the ball around so well tonight for those quality looks from mid-range.
Pass to McLemore. Here's Davis. And there's the defensive 3-second call. Of course, it seems like Adam Silver, the NBA commissioner, is one of the most well-liked commissioners in all of sports worldwide. Why do you think that's so?
Well, I think he was amongst the most important members of the staff of his predecessor, David Stern, who obviously oversaw the greatest growth in NBA history. The NBA became a global game. But Adam Silver didn't skip a beat. He is a great listener, a great communicator, and I've said this about the NBA for a very long time. It is a league that is in constant self-evaluation process. It is always looking for ways to improve the league, whether that means organizationally or with the play between the lines, and that's all you can ask for, Kevin.
Here's Sumner. He's guarded by Rivers. Knocked away. And then Rivers with the dunk.
What I like here, even with the big lead, they continue to execute their offense.
And that, to me, Greg, is a sign of excellent coaching. There's an attention to detail. There is valuing of every possession.
Sumner passes to Bitadze. Indiana moving the ball around. 6 on the shot clock. The pass to Sumner. There's the three. Gets the three-pointer to fall.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for the Rockets.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, an all-around dominant performance. And you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
Yeah, there was a sense of that, and man, they just pretty much blew them right out of the water. A clinic was put on display here today.
And they took charge when it counted, and they'll be notching their 9th win overall.
And so they win their first game against this squad. It's a 2-game season series, and they'll be going for the sweep the next time they face off.
And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for James Harden.
What a relentless scoring night for this guy, in attack mode all evening.
Bitadze can't hit.
And I'm not sure that is a shot that he should be taking.
Well, it's hard to imagine that the play was designed to go in that direction. Boy, I'd be surprised if we see that again. Boy, that's too easy to miss, but somehow he finds a way to do it.
TJ Leafs checked in for the Pacers. Aaron Holiday comes in for Justin Holiday. And here's Indiana. Outside Holiday.
That's his second personal foul. At the line for the Pacers, Aaron Holiday, taking 2 shots.
The first free throw is good. Both free throws good from Holiday.
Let's go.
And it's Rivers with the ball. He brings it up for Houston. 6-second difference between the shot and game clock. Here's Edwards. Cans the 12-footer.
And you can sense that these fans, these players, they are ready to celebrate.
Well, for all intents and purposes, this game is over. Just a matter of time here.
Whoops, anticipated the pass. Turnover. And McLemore kicks to Edwards. Shoots it up. Misses, and he wants that one back.
And it didn't fall, but that's the kind of shot they want their offense to create.
You know, it can be frustrating when you make the right play and fail to reap the rewards. You just have to stay with it here.
So we see the Rockets taking the win here. They won this game going away. They were the better basketball team by far tonight.
And you got to commend this sort of dominance, particularly here at home. It's a great feeling when you play almost a perfect game and to have that crowd be so pumped up.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks very much, James. Congrats on the win. Looked like you guys really had a lot of confidence and really had a lot of flow offensively.
Yeah, we just tried to move the ball and make the game easy tonight. We did a great job of actually just guys getting shots, easy shots, and our defense really stepped up.
Yeah, great team performance all around, James. Thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. And that'll do it, folks. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. See you later.
It's the thought that I'm after. I'm counting memories, reveries, hoping that they matter. Say my name, say it faster. Say it till